VLOGMAS day 23. I went to the gym this morning. I didn't film any of it because A, I just didn't feel like it. Nothing broke, we're good. Didn't feel like it. B, just, that's not actually the only reason I need. I didn't feel like it. But the most important thing is that I went. That's what matters. So that is very good. But I thought I would show you a little bit of my ablutions in the morning, and then now I'm getting my lunch together. Tyler, the amazing Tyler that he is, cooked some food last night, so I get to pack some pork loins. So that's nice. And I am pretty much right on time. I have to leave in like 9 minutes, so I think we're good. I believe the plan for today is to go look at Christmas lights. So yeah, that'll be nice. But I'll stop filming right now so I'm not rambling to the camera, but I will see you after work and whatever we end up doing this evening. I'm so tired. Why am I so tired? It is the end of the day, almost. It's almost 7 o'clock. Tyler called and he was like, do you want to look at Christmas lights? And I'm just like, no, I don't. I want to be home. I am exhausted. It has been just a really busy past couple of days. I think it's gonna, well, it has to be another early night tonight because tomorrow morning I have to be at work at 7:30. We shifted our hours up for the eves, Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, from 7:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. And I have another very busy day. I'm kind of back to back tomorrow. So I am going to go to bed early again tonight. I am really glad I went to the gym this morning though. That feels, again, I think I've said this earlier in Vlogmas, but just getting it done in the day, it's hard. It's hard to wake up that early and to go to the gym when I could just stay in bed and read or sleep or whatever. But I need to remember that it feels so good to go in the morning. It's worth it. So anyway, I'm gonna have my second to last chocolate. Day 23 is over here. And the last one. Is that milk or dark? I think this might be the dark chocolate praline with caramel, just based on the L that's on the front, on the top. I was telling my coworkers about my chocolate countdown calendar business idea, and they were giving me feedback on it, and it, like, the idea was building. It's so funny. Yeah, one of them was like, you make it like you can do a subscription. Because I was thinking, oh, they would just buy it. They would, like, you can bundle or whatever. But no, it makes so much sense, like a subscription. So they can get, yeah, they can get one a month. Someone else was saying, like, also, like, kind of feature non-Western holidays. Like Diwali, maybe the chocolates in the countdown calendar would be the same, but the art could be different. Like, there could be a few different art options. So what else? And then eventually, like, if there's, you know, high demand, it doesn't have to be chocolate. It can be other treats and things. So we're just trying to come up with a name for it. They were like, Heather, why aren't you doing this? Like, do this now. I'm like, guys, I don't have time. But it is such a good idea. And someone was looking up if this was a thing, and someone else, like on a Reddit thread a year ago, had asked if it was a thing. So I am not the first one to think of this, but I don't think anyone has executed this idea. Tomorrow will be more festive. Christmas will be more festive. But yeah, I feel bad. I feel like this Vlogmas was not as exciting as last year, but I mean, in all fairness to me, I was in Romania for the first 2 weeks of Vlogmas last year. That's very exciting. Having to work all day full time is not conducive to exciting vlogs. But, and I feel like I do this every year, every Vlogmas, because I'm in the habit of filming and editing every day. I think next year I'm really gonna make more YouTube videos. I'm gonna go back to doing YouTube on a more consistent and regular basis. And then I don't, or I start and I fall off. Actually, I think a year ago I didn't lie to myself. I was just like, I'll see you when I see you. Because I knew that I was going into the second semester of the most demanding year of the PhD program. But now, I mean, I still have a lot to do for school and stuff, but it's not nearly as much as I've had to do. So I don't know, maybe I kind of want to do videos on getting my fitness routine and nutrition back in order, like improving my nutrition or something could be an interesting video. Doing more, I don't know, talking more about like being a therapist and how I became a therapist. I know I mentioned that last year. I think one person was like, yeah, I do want to see a video on how to become a therapist, and I just never did that. I don't know, just sharing more like relationship stuff between me and Tyler, because it's like, dang, we've been together for over 7 years, which I know people have been together way longer than 7 years, but this is the longest, sort of, I guess, the longest relationship I've ever had. It's the longest I've ever been together and not been married to them. Combined years together, I don't think it's the longest I've ever been with somebody, but we've been together a long time. We've had some interesting times, but I don't know. And then I'm watching just videos about like influencer trends and stuff, and like I'm finishing watching Hannah Alonso's video about Jaclyn Hill, and how it's like people don't want to see luxury anymore. Not that I've ever shown that. That's never been my life to be able to share. But people are tired of that, like kind of shallow type of lifestyle content, and people want to learn things, and people want, I don't know, something a little bit more real and more authentic, because I've never been good at the veneer of content creation of like everything looks shiny and perfect and la la la. Like I was never good at that. And so I'm like, is this kind of my time? Like, are people wanting what I have to offer now? Because I've just never been that polished. So I don't know. But it's also, it's hard as a therapist, I guess, because my clients could conceivably look up my YouTube channel and it's very public and they can learn all this stuff about me. And so I think about that when I'm filming and when I'm posting. It's like, if my clients were to ever stumble upon these videos, how would I feel about that? And I mean, so far, of course, it hasn't stopped me, because I guess I am okay with it. And I am also the type of therapist that I don't keep my life shrouded in mystery. You know, most of them know I have a partner. Like, they know I'm a Swiftie. I don't know. I don't. Some of them know a little bit of what I've struggled with in the past, because I think it actually lends some credibility when I talk to them about having hope. And I tried to instill or hold hope for them, you know, when they're feeling really hopeless. I've alluded to knowing what it's like to be hopeless and knowing what it's like to not believe people when they say it's gonna be okay. And so sometimes they'll kind of ask about that. And I share, like, I have gone through my own version of what this is for you. It's not exactly what this is for you. because our lives are different and it will never be exactly the same, but I remember what mine looked like and felt like and how hard that was. So I'm holding hope for you, you know? Actually recently, in the last, I don't know, 4 months or something like that, I was looking back at really old YouTube videos of mine and watching them from the lens of, would I be okay if my client sat and watched this? And there were some things that I privated and some things that I considered privating and ended up leaving. Because I'm like, no, I think this is okay. I feel okay with people having access to this part of me still. So it's just interesting. But I think about moving forward with YouTube and what would be the purpose behind it? Why would I do that? In what way does that line up with the future that I want for myself? Can I expose myself, in a sense, on YouTube and do what I want to do? Like be a professor and things like that. If I imagine myself as a professor and if my students have access to these videos of me, how would that feel? Like, you know, I don't know. It's like, can you be a YouTube content creator and hold other types of jobs at the same time? Like, does one jeopardize the other? And I guess it'd be more like, would having a YouTube channel or like creating content on YouTube or having that as be like a side thing or a hobby that you do, could that jeopardize other things? I don't know. But I like it. I don't know. And maybe it's sort of the exhibitionist in me, or I like sharing my life with strangers on the internet. I don't know. I like being part of that for some reason. I don't know. Maybe there's a part of it where like I like watching certain content creators and I like how it feels to be inspired by that. And maybe it's like I want to do that for other people as well on a larger scale. It would make sense. I know there are people who do YouTube who are therapists and they give advice and they educate about mental health and stuff like that. And I could do that too. Like I could totally switch gears and kind of have my YouTube identity in a way line up with my professional identity. But would it make more sense to completely start from scratch with a whole new YouTube channel at that point? Because the 4,000 plus people who are still for some odd reason subscribed to me did not subscribe to me for that. And I'm surprised that they're still even subscribed. Like, y'all, clean out your subscriptions. Some people do. Like, it usually happens during VLOGMAS. I'll lose a handful of subscribers, which I'm like, good for you. Declutter. Oh, that's another thing. I was like, maybe it's time for another declutter series on the channel. This would be the first declutter series, living in this condo and like living with Tyler, which could be interesting. And I think he'd be down for it, actually. This would be, it's so fun. I think what made me think of that was his most popular video from his declutter series. I say his because it was his stuff, is the paper one, which somehow like that just shot up in views, which is wild. And which I think maybe it's like the most confusing of the categories of KonMari. I don't know. I don't even think it'd be a KonMari declutter anymore because she's not like trending anymore. But maybe it's just like a declutter, or I don't know, I have like reorganization projects. And that feels safe. That doesn't feel super risky to share online and like conflicting with a professional identity in other areas of my life, as much as like kind of the personal vlogs or talking about my relationship with Tyler or anything that I'm personally struggling with. But then I think too, no, sorry, I'm just monologuing. I think too, isn't that interesting? Wouldn't that be interesting to share as a therapist what therapists struggle with, that we are not these mythical creatures who are free of struggle. I don't know. It, like, even though we have all this knowledge and like what would we do with our clients, what would we say to our clients and all of this, it doesn't always translate to helping ourselves. I mean, it can help a lot, which is why I hadn't gone back to therapy in 5 years. But there's a limit to how much it can help. I don't know. I think it could be kind of funny to do a video with Tyler where we talk about his experience of dating a therapist and what that's like and what it's like to argue with a therapist. I really try not to make that a bad thing. I actually try to use my powers for good. I try. So maybe today's not going to be short because I just monologued for a while, but that's fine. Just like a little chatty video. Okay. Well, I kind of lost my train of thought, which I guess is good. And Tyler is out Christmas shopping. He's doing some hunting for some stocking stuffers and things like that. So I'm kind of excited for presents. There are certain things I'm kind of hoping for that I receive, but if I don't get them, that's fine. I will get them for myself early next year. But I like opening presents. I really do. Even though I have a complicated relationship with physical objects, but there's certain things I've been really wanting. Like I really, I should just say it because I don't think Tyler's caught up on VLOGMAS. I don't think he's going to be able to watch. But I am hoping for the Shark brand blow dryer. It's like the Shark's version of the Dyson Airwrap. I do not want a freaking 600 something, I don't know how expensive the Dyson Airwrap is, but I think it's like double the price of the Shark version. But I have had my blow dryer since like high school or maybe my freshman year of undergrad. It is very old. I mean, it still works, but sometimes it sparks. And I probably shouldn't, I don't know. Eventually I think it's gonna be a fire hazard if it isn't already. But also just, I love the attachment where it's like a brush and a blow dryer because I just think it would make blow drying my hair so much easier. So much easier. And maybe my hair would look nicer more often. I also no longer have a curling iron, so the curling attachment I'm intrigued by. I want to try that. When I imagine my graduation with my PhD, like my hair is like curly and flouncy, and yeah, I want to look really good for my graduation day. Which, tying it back to like the fitness and nutrition stuff, one of my favorite YouTubers right now is Susie Todd. I think her channel is Susie J Todd, but I could be wrong. Maybe it's just Susie Todd. But I think she's just so funny and she's so like relatable in a way. And I like that she's not super polished. And that's probably why she has continued to do so well, even during the era of YouTube that just really does reward that kind of polished look. But she's just always been really relatable and shares a lot of herself. I mean, even just like her physical body, she shares to the internet, which good for her. And I'm like, I don't think I could go to that level. Like if I were to do fitness challenges or something and she does like before and afters of her body, like her basically only wearing a sports bra or something. And I guess I do some like clips of myself at the gym just in a sports bra, but it's not as like, this is my body. It's just like, hey, I'm doing a workout. So I don't know. It's like, would that make me look bad in a certain way? But then I question that as a feminist, you know, why does showing my body, or would showing my body in that way make me less, I don't know, valuable or respectable? So I question that too. I've also thought about like having a podcast. There's so many freaking podcasts, but I could do like podcast videos on YouTube. I have a lot of thoughts about things. Maybe I should do a podcast. I want to write a book. I have an idea for like a nonfiction, sort of like non-self-help, self-help book. So I don't know. I've got a lot of ideas, a lot of plans. I doubt any of it is going to happen next year, but anyway, thank you for listening to me ramble, and I'm just gonna get back to life right now. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow. How about this? I'll see you tomorrow for Vlogmas Day 24. And then if I take more footage, I'll cut that part out.